Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the St. Joseph Campus U College, Jaipur. I am chemistry faculty, and today in this video, I'm going to discuss about the how metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonate react with acid. Okay, the last video I was explained you that how the acids and bases are reacting with metals. Okay, now we'll see the metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonate how they are reacting with the acid. Let's understand this with an experiment. Now you have a container, some sort of container you have. Okay, and let me take container here. This is a container, and in this container, I just want to place the particles of metal carbonate. These are the metal carbonate particles. These are the metal carbonate particles. And to this, I'm going to add the acid. This is acid that is going into it. I'm pouring the acid in. Okay, this is acid. Let me write here acid. And this is some metal carbonate. Take it's a sodium carbonate, Na2CO3 is metal carbonate. Acid I will take that is HCl, hydrochloric acid. Now from this you can observe that some sort of you can say that some sort of gas is produced. Okay, gas is produced. Assume that some gas is produced. That gas is coming out from this container. And if you take this gas and pass into another container, there is some other container I will place. Let me take another container here. Another container. You are passing the gas into another container. At that container containing the calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice. Okay, and this calcium hydroxide interact with the gas, and suddenly the color of the that transparent color of this calcium hydroxide turns into white. Turns into white. Then what is the type of gas? What is this gas? Okay, let's understand this by the reaction. Okay, let me take a reaction here. I taken here sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3, and that is reacting with the hydrochloric acid. The reaction is taking place and the product is forming here. That is, first product is 2NaC, sodium chloride is formed. The Na and Cl combine, and along with that, water molecule is also produced, H2O. Okay, and along with that, the carbon dioxide gases. To balance this, I need here 2HCl, 2NaCl is produced, one molecule of water and one molecule of carbon dioxide gas is produced. The gas. Okay. Now, whatever the gas is produced here, this is nothing but a carbon dioxide gas, CO2 gas. And when CO2 gas is reacting with the calcium hydroxide, it is turning into white. This is called as lime water turns milky. Lime water turns milky. Okay. So it the reason is lime water is colorless, and later when it combined with carbon dioxide, it converts into white. That is milky. See, let's understand that why it turns to milky. Let me take here calcium hydroxide, KOH twice. Okay, and now it is allowed to react with the carbon dioxide, and now we get the product is that is calcium carbonate, and along with that water molecule is produced, H2. This calcium carbonate molecule itself is solid and white in color. Therefore, I will write here insoluble and white in color, white color. So due to this reason, the lime water turns into milky. It looks like a milk, but it's not actually milk. Okay, that's one point you have to remember. But interesting fact is, if you go on adding more amount of carbon dioxide into lime water, this lime water, that's calcium hydroxide is called as lime water, and it is transparent. When you go on adding the carbon dioxide to the lime water, it turns into calcium carbonate. Obviously, it is insoluble and white. But even though after forming a calcium carbonate, if you add more amount of carbon dioxide, again the reaction proceeds. Like calcium carbonate is now reacting with the carbon dioxide, CO2, and that should be happen only in presence of water molecule H2. Now here, very interesting product is formed. Very interesting product. So that interesting product is calcium. Okay, let me take, that is CaH. CO3 is produced. This is be twice. The calcium hydrogen carbonate. Calcium, calcium hydrogen carbonate. Hydrogen carbonate. Okay. Very interesting point is what? This is soluble. Soluble. Okay. Just imagine that you added a carbon dioxide gas into calcium hydroxide. The lime water turns into milky. But later, when you add further amount of carbon dioxide, that lime water, which is white in color, again turns into colorless because there is calcium hydrogen carbonate is formed and which is soluble in water. Okay. The same thing we can study with another reaction. What happens if I take the sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaH, NaHCO3, if I take, what happens? When it reacts with HCl, it again produces the same product, that is NaCl plus H2O, and it forming here carbon dioxide gas, CO2 gas. So whatever is that, whether it is that is carbonate or hydrogen carbonate, that act here as a base because it reacting with the acid and forming salt and water. Therefore, all all carbonates, sorry, that's particular metal carbonates, all metal carbonates, metal carbonates and hydrogen carbonates, metal hydrogen carbonates, metal hydrogen carbonates react with acid, 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 and form here, form salt, salt, water, water, and the carbon dioxide gas. Let me highlight this. Carbon dioxide go to gas. And this implies here very interesting statement that all carbonates, all metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates, metal hydrogen carbonates act as yes friends, as base because they are reacting with a yes acid and forming salt. And this is all about the, you can say that how metal carbonates and the hydrogen carbonates are reacting with the acid. Thank you for watching.